It is a mystery federal investigators are trying to unravel. A 767 cargo jet nosedives into Trinity Bay. Everyone on board was killed.
2 bodies have already been recovered from the wreckage, but Atlas Air says a 3rd person was on board when that plane took off Saturday morning from Miami.
Investigators hope the answers to this mystery are hidden inside the aircraft black box recorder sunken somewhere inside Trinity Bay.
And right now, Matt Doherty is at the command center there with investigators as they dig through the swamp for that black box. Matt.
Yeah, you're talking about some of that bad weather happening a little bit closer to town. There's bad weather out here in Anahuac on the Trinity Bay. So bad, in fact, the search had to be temporarily halted. Isn't that right, Sheriff?
Yeah, that is correct. We've suspended because of the weather, primarily because of lightning. We don't mind a little rain and drizzle, but it's pretty heavy rain, but there's a lot of lightning in the area. And aluminum boats, airboats, and lightning they don't go together.
We got you. Okay, so can you kind of give us just a general update on where we're at right now with the search?
So 2 searches are really going on. One of them, search the NTSB is heavily involved in trying to find the black boxes. So there are 2 of them that they're looking for. They have their equipment that are pinging the boxes, trying to find them. The concern is that they're buried in the mud. And then the other searches, we still have 1 more body we're trying to recover. And you know, we have some remains and we have 2 bodies, but we know there's a 3rd one out there, or we feel like obviously there's a possibility that he's in the wreckage in the mud, but chances are we feel like he's out there like the other 2 were.
You know, we heard yesterday that the NTSB had found that video. Were you able to look at that video of the plane? Have you seen that?
Yes. Are you speaking of the one that they acquired from the Sheriff's
Correct.
Office? Yeah, so our Sheriff's Office security camera caught what so far has been one of the best videos that we've seen, and it clearly shows the aircraft in a descending dive pattern, nose first into the water. You can actually see the splash of the water when the aircraft hit.
Now, in that video that you saw, does it appear like anything went wrong prior to the crash, or does it just go straight down?
You know, I don't want to assume, and obviously that's the NTSB's job to identify that, but from what I see, it does not appear that there is any problem with the air, but obviously something happened. So, but like I say, that's why they're out here, and we're just our job is to recover the body, and we were just fortunate that our security camera, the Sheriff's Office is about a mile away, and caught it. So.
Well, thank you so much for talking with the Sheriff, and hopefully we'll be able to continue the search later on this afternoon if this weather clears up.
If this weather clears up, we'll be back out there.
Okay, very good. All right, I'm going to send it back to you guys now. We are hoping that we're going to be able to get out on one of these boats in just a little bit and go and take a look at some of the damage. Again, that's all weather pending. Back to you.
Thank you, Matt, and hopefully that weather will cooperate. Now let's take a closer look at this Boeing 767. It was owned and operated by Atlas Air, and they made shipments for Amazon. But the history of this jetliner stretches back nearly 27 years, all the way back to 1992, when it had its very first flight with Boeing. The plane was intended to go to Canadian Airlines, but for some reason it was never delivered. It went across the globe to China Southern Airlines instead. It was in use for 5 years and then took another cross-continent trip down to South America. LAN Airlines, or LATAM as it's known today, kept the 767 until 2014. Atlas Air picked up the plane after that, took out the seats, and converted it to a cargo jetliner. In 2017, Atlas started using this plane to ship packages for Amazon Prime Air. And all told, this plane, again, nearly 27 years old, had more than 90,000 hours of flying time on it, as well as more than 23,000 flights. Now, that may seem like a lot, but on average, an aircraft can be operable for about 30 years before it has to be retired. Most planes can undergo between 135,000 to 165,000 flight hours before metal fatigue sets in. But of course, there are a lot of factors that go into this short or long trips: the climate, the maintenance history. These are all things the NTSB will be looking at during their investigation.